So it's about 9:32 on a Tuesday, and I just got done with a whole day of dentistry and meetings and things to think about. Lots to do. And in the background here, I'm warming up my Panera sandwich. So the things I wanted to talk about are the importance of communication in anything that we do. I'm in multiple roles right now where I have to be a CEO, I have to be an investor, and I have to also be essentially an employee for a larger company. And what that requires is a tremendous amount of flexibility and adaptability in how I communicate. So in my employee role, I have to be a lot more, I have to listen a lot more. I have to take into account the ideals and the experience of the people that are more experienced than me. I have to be humble and realize that the information that I believe the way the world should be is not necessarily the way that it is the most efficient. And that contrasted with being a CEO, someone that really has complete directionality, is actively recruiting people, is telling people what they need to have done and to get it done, and to have standards that actually make sense and operations and systems in place to allow people to do those things efficiently are directly opposing. And all the time I'm thinking about, well, who is Turab? Who is the person in the middle, you know? And in my quiet hours and in times where I get to record these videos, I get to think about that, and I get to experience what it is to be alive and to care about what I'm doing. And when it comes down to it, I really just want to be a compassionate, kind person, regardless of what environment I'm in. I want to do things and say things out of kindness, out of genuinely caring about the people that I am talking to. And so what that requires is a genuine care and compassion for myself. And what that means most of the time is making sure that I get to sleep at the right time, making sure that if I need some time to hang out and chill, I get that for myself. Drinking enough water, working out when I have time, and really overall educating myself on how to improve in the things that I want to do in life. And so that person, that Turab, is necessarily the one that matters the most. Out of all the different roles and the faces, the hats that we put on in life, it comes down to whether or not we're satisfied with who we are as a person. And so I say this to you because it can get overwhelming. It can be, maybe not overwhelming, it can be difficult to continue on a path that constantly requires you to be uncomfortable and wrong and just brutally incorrect about things, about perceptions of life or actions to take. But at the end of the day, what is the opposing force here, right? One of comfort, one that says it's okay to just continue being the person that you are for forever. And me personally, I'm not okay with that. And the reason that I'm not okay with that is because I'm a creative spirit. I love to paint. I've loved to create music for many, many years. I like thinking about new ideas. I like experiencing novel, new things. I like going to the woods and enjoying nature and some peace and quiet. And that's stuff that we have to build out all the time. In fact, I'm getting to a point in my life currently where I'm realizing that how I'm spending my time is not necessarily how I should be spending my time to get to that next level. So I'm in a situation where I have to think about, so I'll just give you some context. Like, I work from 8 to 4 p.m. as a dentist. And then basically from 4 to 5 p.m., I'm a manager and an administrator. And then from 5 to about 9, I am an influencer, a speaker, a mentor, a chief marketing officer, and an artist. So my days are pretty damn busy. And what I'm constantly thinking about is, okay, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to make the 25th hour in the day, but how can I optimize my time to utilize my skill set while growing as a human being, while really making the most out of all of the opportunities that I have. And what I came across recently, which is from Robert Janito directly, who is essentially my boss for one of the companies that I'm working with, is a 15-minute time audit. And I don't think he came up with this. I think some other kind of efficiency person came up with this. But the time audit basically goes something like this: every 15 minutes that we spend doing any particular thing, we need to write down that time chunk, and we need to write down a dollar value, 1 through 4. That represents how much money that thing is making for us. Now, the next thing we need to do is categorize that thing into whether or not we really enjoy doing it or we really don't enjoy doing it. And what this gives us is a map of, first of all, how we're spending our time, what we're spending our time doing, how much money it's making, and how much pleasure we get out of it. So I immediately think about optimization, and optimization would be doing things that make us the most money and that we enjoy doing the most. That is in itself quite a tremendous task. I mean, imagine putting together a list of things that you do every 15 minutes, let alone getting out that thing and actually filling in the thing every 15 minutes, right? We're supposed to do that for 2 weeks to get to a point where we really understand what's going on. And in the back of my head, and I'm not very successful at doing this right now, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, okay, well, I know what I did all day. I could go back and track the 15 minutes. I could track the amount of money out of 1 through 4 that I make, and I could track my enjoyment in those things. The key is to actually create a system to gather that data and then to actually get a fundamental conclusion or fundamental conclusions about that stuff. So the idea is all the things that we really don't like doing and that make money, we should be delegating out to people. All of the things that we really don't like doing and don't make money doing, we should probably eliminate altogether from our environment. Or, again, delegate it out. And I'm at the point where I don't want to do job interviews anymore. I do basically like 5 to 6 a day. I don't want to necessarily be responsible for coming up with the ideas for these videos. You know, I don't want to be the one that's constantly being the manager for people to perform at the level that they need to be. You know, I would rather delegate that out to someone else so I can focus on actually thinking about the bigger picture and thinking about where the company and this group of people need to go or how individuals fit in. So again, is it something that I'm just gonna, you know, in, what is it now? 9:40 at night, I'm just gonna sit down and in 15 minutes I'm gonna figure out? No. It's something that I can think about for a period of time and then come up with a strategy and then execute it over a period of time. So thinking about it in a period of time, and then when you get to a point where you have the structure and the idea together, then actually implementing it, and the implementation itself takes a period of time because we have to change our pace. We have to change how we communicate perhaps and how we spend our time. So definitely how we spend our time. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background, a little bit of insight into how my life is and why I am thinking the ways that I'm thinking and the things that to some degree I'm struggling with. And hopefully this shows you that regardless of where you are in life, there's going to be other struggles. And that you got to be very careful of what you wish for, because you will get it. It'll find whatever you wish for, it will find you. Especially if you take active steps towards it. It's just a matter of being grateful for having the energy and the commitment to allow that change to occur in our lives, slowly but surely. So I have this thing called the Turabify Network. If you're a college student or a high school student or a graduate student that would like to get mentoring from someone that's kind of been through what you've been through and want to get some more context for how real life is, that's something that I specialize in. I have a whole Turabify network for that. Hopefully the link is in the description below. I also have a dental company that I'm looking for dentists for, and that will be expanding quite a bit over the years. There's also and that the idea behind the dental company is actually to stress prevention and preventative care, because I think it's something that's lacking in society. Along with that is the Bright Smiles Community Outreach Coalition, which is a national nonprofit that donates hundreds and thousands of dental kits and kits that also have this educational material in them. And so, if you're interested in those things, or if you're a programmer or whatever, if you're interested in any way with the things that I'm making, reach out to me, and let's connect, and maybe we can do a podcast together, or we can do business together, work together, whatever it is. I'm always looking for amazing human beings, and there are a tremendous amount of amazing human beings. The catch is that you also have to be that type of person to find them. So hopefully you found this well. If you did and you want more of this stuff in your feed, subscribe, like, and actualize your potential catalyst, because this world needs you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.